Welcome. Thank you for joining me one more time where I do take a look at like natural herbs, vegetables, right? Basically whole food and looking at how best we can incorporate them in our diets, the benefits of them, how we can use them, right? And how we can best utilize them to get the best and the most out of them. All right. So I have here oregano, also known as Chinese mint by some persons or Chinese thyme. And I also have moringa. Yes, moringa. So I'll be looking at how we can combine both of them, right? Two powerful herb, and I'll be looking at how the combination of both of them, what are the benefits, and how best we can benefit from them. All right. First and foremost, what is oregano? Otherwise known as China mint, right? So, oregano is a green, fragrant herb that comes from the mint family. It is commonly used in Italian, Greek, and traditional cooking. And many people know oregano as a seasoning, where we sprinkle it on our food. We add it to soups, to sauces, to meats, to vegetables, and also we drink it in our teas. We use it as to make teas. But guess what? Oregano is more than just flavor. Yeah. Oregano contains natural plant compounds such as carvacrol, thymol, and rosmarinic acid. Right? And these compounds have been studied for their antioxidant, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory potential. Right? Meaning that the oregano help support the body in protecting it from oxidative stress, harmful microbes, and inflammation. You see how oregano powerful? So for persons where you go doctor and you tell you say you have your body is inflamed, one of the teas that you can now start drink is oregano. That it fight against inflammation. And what happened to your body when it is inflamed? Right? You have a kind of problem, heart problem, diabetes, high blood pressure. As a result of inflammation, arthritis, joint pain, poor circulation. Basically when your body is inflamed, right, your organ them can't function properly. They're having issues. All kind of problems start. So oregano is very, very beneficial, right? And many herbs, we take them for granted. We pass them every day. We never give them a second look because we don't even know how powerful and how useful they can be and how beneficial they can be to us, right? But as part of our healthy lifestyle, oregano can be a beautiful herb to include in your meals and wellness routine. All right. Nutrients found in oregano. Oregano contains vitamin K, iron, calcium, manganese, potassium. It has fiber and also antioxidants. Right? So most of us we only use oregano in small amounts, so it should not be seen as a main source of vitamins and minerals. Because for each herb they all have the different compound and the different nutrient that they all contain. Okay, so add oregano to your meals regularly, right? When you add it more to your meal, then you can see the benefits of it, right? So oregano, it don't just make your food taste good. For persons who have been using it just as seasoning, it also add nourishment, aroma, right? And it's a natural plant support for our bodies. So how was oregano used like in ancient days? Persons before us, generations before us, how did they? Because I'm always curious to know when I hear about like herbs and stuff like that, I want to know how persons used to use it. Because before all of these medication came in. So oregano was used in ancient Mediterranean cultures for food, for digestion issues, for cleansing our bodies, and also to support our respiratory system. So persons long ago used to use it like in teas. They used to use like the oregano oil, right? They use it for baths, right? And they use it in their food, and they use it for natural, when they're preparing their food, natural food preparation. So it was also used to help preserve food. Yes, oregano, when you use oregano in your meals, it can use as a natural preservative for your food. That means that your food not spoil too quick and too easily. Yes, right. And it was also used to help because of the strong aroma, right? And what causes what makes it beneficial for food preservation is because of the antimicrobial properties that it contains. And this teaches us something important, that our ancestors often understood the value of plants before science had the tools to fully explain why they work. They watch nature, they learn from the earth, and they use what God provided, right? And today, modern research is helping us understand more about these same herbs that were used from ancient time. What are the benefits of oregano? Oregano is rich in antioxidants, as I mentioned up there before, right? Antioxidants basically help protect the body from oxidative stress, right? From the wear and tear of our diet. It can be that we are not we are maybe smoking, doing all of these things, not only diet, but like smoking, drinking, all these things cause oxidative stress. So oregano has antioxidants that really protect our bodies from this oxidative stress, right? So oxidative stress can affect the cells in the body and is connected to inflammation and damage over time. Oregano contains antioxidant compounds, right? That basically, these antioxidant compounds that oregano contain, it basically help our bodies right now to develop this natural defense system. So not really develop it, but it helps to support it, right? Let me put it that way. It helps support it, right? Our immune system. Allow our immune system to be stronger. So whenever flu go around, all of these things going around, you're not the first one to catch it because your immune system is strong. Do you understand? So whatever is going on here that is going around, you don't have to be in any fear, because guess what? You're ready. You're ready. Your system is ready to just ward off anything that is coming. All right, because of what you're incorporating in your diet. So, as I mentioned before, oregano has antimicrobial properties, right? And these, now, because of these properties, it protects against certain bacteria and certain fungi, right? And the compounds, these compounds, namely, that really does this job, are carvacrol and thymol, right? And this is one reason oregano is also studied for food preservation, because of these two compounds, especially that oregano contains. Also, oregano is support persons who whose bodies are inflamed, as I mentioned before, right? And inflammation is the body's natural response to injury or irritation. But when it becomes a problem now is when you have chronic inflammation, right? It stays too long, it becomes chronic. So this now affect the bodies in many ways. All right, aches and pains and all of these things. So oregano now contains compounds that have been studied for their anti-inflammatory potential, right? Yes. Oregano also helps to support digestion. Yes. So for persons who have digestive issues, oregano is very helpful. right? So after eating, you feel like you're very heavy, you feel bloated, you're uncomfortable after you eat. Oregano. I have a cup of oregano tea that will help you, right? Also, we're going to look at why combine oregano, Chinese thyme, Chinese mint as some call it. Why combine it with moringa? Why combine them? All right, moringa is it's one of those plants that is very truly special. Reason being, it is rich in nutrients, antioxidant that oregano has, moringa has those antioxidants also. And it has mineral and plant compound. It contains vitamins, mineral, and amino acid. And as I always mention, moringa has a 9 essential amino acid that our body can't really make on its own. So moringa now have those, right, that our body needs to function, right? So that's why moringa is very special. When oregano and moringa are combined, we are bringing together two different kind of plant strength, right? Remember, one having all of these amino acid, and you know that moringa has vitamin A, C, E, right? A as what we would get like from carrots, from all of those orange vegetables like carrot, pumpkin, sweet potato, right? Moringa contain those. Vitamin C that we get like from oranges, guavas, right? Papaya, moringa contain those. Vitamin E, no, we get like from avocado, spinach, green bell pepper, pumpkin seed, sunflower seed, those things. And when you say vitamin E, mean like oil they have where you touch like this texture, they have feed this oil. And that vitamin E is very essential when it comes on to our hair, our skin, right? Yes. Moringa contain those. Okay. So, oregano is known for its strong aromatic compounds, right? Moringa now is known for nourishing, for the green power, for the minerals, for the antioxidant, and the natural plant nutrient it contains. The protein. Yes, moringa is known for that, right? Oregano brings the cleansing for our bodies. Clean out all of the microbes and all of those things. Cool down the inflammation, right? And guess what? Moringa bring now the nourishing, the rebuilding, right? Because of the mineral rich compound that it contains, right? So together, both are a beautiful combination, right? For anyone who wants to support them body in a healthy, natural way. Okay? So when oregano and moringa are used together as a part of a healthy lifestyle, them support our bodies in so many different ways. Right? So guess what? Moringa also has polyphenols, flavonoids. So together, both of them create a very, 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 very defense. So one are clean, as I mentioned, one are clean and one are build. One are clean, one are build. That's the reason to combine them. Right? So remember now we know antimicrobe when it comes to oregano. That's why most persons will say it's like it can function as like a what they call that thing, antibiotic. Yes. Oregano, antibiotic for your body, natural one of those natural antibiotic. You know, oregano and also can be used as an antibiotic against these microbes and things like that, bacteria, fungus and stuff, as I mentioned before. Just like garlic is also a natural antibiotic, but today we are focused on oregano. You understand? Yes. So antibiotic is that word that we're searching for. Is one of our natural antibiotic, oregano. So after you use the antibiotic, you know, your bill. After you clean your bill, right? And you can both bill and clean at the same time. As they go in the body, God made it in a way in which way it just do what it's supposed to do. Right? So, oregano, antimicrobial, moringa, nutrient, oxidant. Oregano can you use for digestion, and also moringa is also used for digestion, right? Because it support our overall gut wellness. Yeah. So for persons who are trying to move away from processed foods, right, and to return to a more natural and whole food lifestyle, remember to include, because guess what, some person may look and say, yeah, me stop eat this, but where me you get this from? Remember, God don't make a mistake. There are plants that has those nutrients because we are not aware of it. Alright. Sometimes so how can we use these in our meal to make it more, you know, flavorful? Sometimes persons might say, oh, healthy food is boring, right? But when you add like herbs like oregano and moringa, you know, it's not boring. These spice up your food, right? And healthy food, it can be very flavorful, rich and enjoyable. Yes, man. You just know how, you have to know how to do your thing, right? So that's why one of the reasons for making this video. Alright, so how can you incorporate moringa now and oregano in your daily routine? One of the ways in which you can incorporate them in the diet is by making the oregano and the moringa tea, right? So you use like the oregano now, you can use like 2 dry leaves. Yes, you can use it green also, like 3 leaves, right? And for this now you use like, for the sprigs, you take off 1, 2, 3, right? You see, yes. And you can now make your moringa tea. So you just steep a small amount of oregano in the hot water, right? And then when the water cool down, not all the way cool, you can just add the moringa. Whether you want to use it like this, if you're using it like this, you can add both of them. But if you're going to use the moringa powder, you after steeping the water, you can now throw that water now on like 1 teaspoonful of moringa powder, right? And you can also add ginger and a little honey to make it more flavorful. Okay. You can make moringa and oregano seasoned blend. Yes, I've tried that once and it was woo, 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 woo. I'm out right now, but I need to go make some more. So how I did it, I dried the oregano leaf and I also dried the moringa. Both of them, I powdered them, right? And I also dried the pepper. Yes, the Scotch bonnet pepper. I dried those. I sliced them up very small and dried them. And then now, I powdered all of them. So I have the pepper, the oregano, and the moringa all in powdered form and combine them together, right? And you know, you can also powder your onion. You can also powder your garlic, powder your scallion, dry them and powder, turn them in powder, and add those, right, to this seasoning, to this powder. So you would have all of those, the onion, the garlic, and your scallion, and even thyme. All of those can be dried and powdered, right? And now add to oregano and the moringa to get your natural seasoning. Yes, your natural seasoning. And you can add this now to your vegetables when steaming your vegetables, when making your soups, right? When even cooking your rice, your fish, right? And whatever ways, whatever you're doing, right? You can now use this as a natural seasoning. And you can now use oregano and moringa. Yes, because I love when I'm cooking my soup, I just pick a handful of the moringa leaves when the soup is almost near completion, and just add a handful of the leaves to the soup. Yeah, yes. And also like the moringa, the oregano leaf now. Yes, the oregano leaf. What I do, I take like 2 of the oregano leaves, yes, and dice them up real small and add them to my soup. Yes, yes, yes. You can do oregano and moringa infused oil, meaning you would have like a carrier oil, like you can use olive oil or coconut oil, right? And how you can do it is just dry the oregano leaf, you dry the moringa leaf, right? And then you put them in a bottle, in a glass bottle, and you pour the oil on them, right? So how you do it now, you'd have like 1 part of leaf, 1 part of leaf to 3 parts of oil, right? And you let it stay in a cool area, right? So after a while, the whatever nutrients are in the leaves will now be extracted in the oil, and you can use that oil now for your hair and for your skin. Yes. Also, you can add moringa in your smoothies, but I don't know if you want to take the chance to add the oregano if you can take it, because it's very, very powerful. So if you're going to add it to your smoothie, you maybe just want to use like a little piece, or maybe use the powder, yes, in your smoothie, because oregano has a strong taste. So a better option, use the moringa for your smoothie and the oregano now like teas, soups, and just as a seasoning for your vegetables, right? So that way both herbs can shine in the right place. You're still getting the benefits of both herbs. All right. Okay. So today I hope you have learned something about oregano. I hope you learned something from that you didn't know. So I really hope you learned something from oregano. So today I want you to see oregano differently. Do not just see it as a little herb sitting in your, when you pass a road, you see the Chinese meat, oh, or you see it over your neighbor yard, or you see it somewhere, you just walk past it. Right? Get a piece and make sure you plant it in your backyard. Right? So don't just see it as a little herb. Right? See it as one of those powerful plants that has been used from ancient time. Right? And it still is now being studied by modern researchers. Yes, persons are still, yeah, because it's very, very beneficial. As it relates to like microbes and all of those things. Very, very beneficial for our bodies. Yes. So remember, oregano help to season and strengthen and clean, and moringa help to nourish and restore. Right? Together they can be part of a lifestyle where we return to whole food, natural herb, and the wisdom of what God has placed on the earth. Because sometimes healing begins with one simple choice. 1 cup of tea, one healthier meal, one natural seasoning, one decision to feed the body instead of only satisfying the taste bud. So before you eat, ask yourself a question: what is this meal giving my body? Let your food be a medicine, and your medicine be your food, right? Let your herbs support you. Let your health journey begin one natural choice at a time. Thank you for joining me once more. All right, and blessings. All right, and you take care, walk good, love God, and live good. All right.